You think you are gaining focus, but you are just mortgaging your future energy. Many millionaires are avoiding coffee consumption, and this has drawn significant attention in the business world. While most people turn to a hot cup just to survive exhaustion, a silent elite sees this habit differently. They do not see genuine energy at the bottom of that mug, but rather a crutch for a draining lifestyle. This is the first clue to a much bigger secret. This video will uncover why this dependency is a trap for real productivity and dive into the habits that replace the need for stimulants. You will understand the vicious cycle of caffeine and how it steals your vitality in the long run. More importantly, you will discover the 5 non-negotiable rituals that generate endless energy, ranging from high-quality sleep to the power of a focused mind and a clear purpose. Mastering the true source of your energy is the most overlooked step on the journey toward wealth. Abandoning a scarcity mindset and adopting habits of abundance may be the key that separates mediocrity from prosperity. If you want to learn how to reprogram your life to have not just money, but infinite vitality, subscribe to the channel now and discover the secrets of those who truly thrive. We've all seen it, haven't we? The line for the morning latte snakes out the door, a quiet testament to our collective belief that success is powered by a dark roast. This ritual is so ingrained in our culture that we rarely stop to question it. But what if this daily habit is actually the very thing holding you back from real, sustainable energy? The most successful people in the world don't rely on a substance to artificially shock their system into action. They build their days on foundations that generate vitality from within. They might see someone clutching a large coffee at 3 p.m. not as a go-getter, but as someone running on fumes, desperately patching a leaky energy tank. For them, true performance is a product of consistent sleep, mindful nutrition, and managed stress, not a caffeine spike that inevitably crashes. This reliance on an external crutch creates a cycle of dependency that masks a deeper issue of fatigue. It's a short-term fix that cleverly disguises a long-term problem, making you feel productive while you're actually just borrowing energy from your future self. And as we peel back the layers on this daily ritual, we begin to see coffee for what it has truly become in our modern world. That's the irony, isn't it? We've turned coffee into a badge of honor for the tired, a medal for merely making it through. It's less a symbol of vibrant energy and more a white flag waved at fatigue, signaling a surrender to simply surviving the day. The very act of needing it loudly proclaims a deficit we're trying to hide, a silent admission that our own internal resources are tapped out. Think about the language we use. We need a cup to get through the afternoon or to face a meeting. This frames coffee not as a luxury, but as a necessary fuel for survival, much like putting the lowest-grade gas in a sputtering car just to keep it moving another mile. The millionaire mindset, however, invests in building a high-performance engine through 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep, so the tank is always full at the start line. They see the 3 p.m. latte run not as dedication, but as a public symptom of a private energy bankruptcy. This shift in perception is everything. It moves you from managing fatigue to generating genuine vitality. When you start your day with a brisk walk or 5 minutes of deep breathing instead of a chemical jolt, you're building a foundation that doesn't crumble by noon. You begin to see that constant craving for caffeine not as a normal part of life, but as a warning light on your dashboard, blinking for a reason you can no longer ignore. And that realization quietly begs the question, what are the actual, sustainable sources of energy they've discovered instead? And so the cycle spins. That initial jolt of caffeine is a loan from a ruthless lender, demanding a brutal payback with interest a few hours later. You borrow focus and alertness from the future, only to find your natural energy reserves have been ransacked, leaving you more depleted than before. This isn't fuel, it's a financial scheme for your vitality, one that always leaves you in energetic debt and scrambling for the next fix just to break even. The promised high is fleeting, but the resulting crash is a guaranteed appointment with fatigue. Consider the afternoon ritual. The 3 p.m. slump hits, so you reach for another cup to power through, unknowingly ensuring you'll sleep poorly that night. That fractured sleep, in turn, makes you a desperate customer for the same product the next morning, creating a perfect, self-perpetuating loop of dependency. It's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. The immediate flare-up is dramatic, but you're only ensuring the whole place will eventually burn down. Breaking free means rejecting the quick fix and opting for a glass of water and a 10-minute walk, a small deposit into your body's own energy bank that pays compound interest. This relentless roller coaster is the very antithesis of sustained productivity, which requires a steady current of energy, not frantic spikes and devastating plummets. The millionaire mindset isn't about enduring this chaos. It's about engineering a system so robust that the ride is smooth from sunrise to sunset. And that engineering begins by asking what foundational habits, not external stimulants, truly generate that kind of unwavering power. They don't just manage energy, they build wealth-generating power plants within. This is the core distinction. The financially free prioritize foundational habits that create energy exponentially, not just extract it from tomorrow. They invest in the compound interest of vitality, where a single healthy action pays dividends throughout the day, making them richer in focus and drive with each passing hour. Think of it as the difference between a leaky bucket and a perpetual spring. One habit, like a brisk morning walk, doesn't just give you a small boost. It improves circulation, reduces stress, and enhances sleep quality, which in turn fuels you for the next day. It's a virtuous cycle where each positive action, whether it's choosing water over soda or 10 minutes of deep breathing over scrolling, deposits a small but powerful investment into your personal energy fund. The returns are staggering. This is how they engineer a life free from the desperate scramble for another hit of caffeine. They've built a system that generates its own momentum. By focusing on these multipliers, quality sleep, mindful movement, and nutrient-rich food, they ensure their energy baseline only rises, making peak performance a default state. It's a quiet, relentless accumulation of power that makes the question of coffee entirely irrelevant, paving the way for a deeper discussion on the non-negotiable morning ritual. Forget the alarm clock's shriek. The truly wealthy are woken by their own internal sunrise. They don't reach for a mug, they tap into the deep reservoir of focus built overnight. This is why high-quality sleep isn't a luxury, it's the ultimate non-negotiable, the real rich person's coffee that brews itself in the quiet of the night. They treat their bedroom like a fortress of solitude, a sanctuary where blue light is banned and the temperature is set to a cool, science-backed 65 degrees. It's not about spending 8 hours in bed. It's about engineering 7 cycles of deep, regenerative repair that sharpen memory, regulate hormones, and literally wash metabolic waste from the brain. The result: waking up at 5:30 a.m. isn't a struggle. It's a natural, energetic launch into a day where willpower is never depleted. This foundational habit sets the stage for everything else, transforming discipline from a finite resource into a renewable one. By mastering this single pillar, they create a ripple effect of clarity and calm that makes every subsequent habit easier to execute. It's the silent engine of their success, and it primes them for the next critical ritual, harnessing this newfound energy through mindful movement. They don't reach for a sugary latte or a processed bar for a quick fix. That's like trying to power a luxury engine with cheap, dirty fuel. Instead, they see food and water as a sophisticated energy management system, a slow-drip IV of clarity that lasts from dawn until dusk. This isn't about restrictive dieting, it's about strategic investment, putting premium resources into their body to get premium performance out of it. They start their day not with caffeine, but with a large glass of water to rehydrate the brain, followed by a breakfast rich in protein and healthy fats. Think eggs and avocado, not cereal. The goal is to avoid the energy roller coaster altogether, maintaining a steady blood sugar level that makes willpower and focus a default state, not a struggle. They sip water consistently throughout the day, knowing that even mild dehydration can cloud thinking, and they choose snacks like a handful of almonds or an apple to gently stoke the metabolic fire. It's the 16-26 approach. A small, consistent investment in the right resources compounds into immense returns in vitality and mental sharpness over time. Forget counting every calorie. They focus on the quality of the fuel, knowing a well-nourished body doesn't crave the junk that leads to a crash. This constant, clean energy stream means no more 3 p.m. slumps, no more relying on willpower to resist distractions when mental energy is bankrupt. By mastering this second habit, they build upon the foundation of perfect sleep, creating a synergy where a rested body craves better fuel and a well-fueled body sleeps more deeply. It transforms eating from a passive chore into an active tool for building a better mind, priming them for the next logical step, directing all this cultivated energy with intense, purposeful focus. They don't force themselves into grueling, soul-crushing workouts. They see movement not as a punishment, but as the most potent energy elixir available without a prescription. It's the spark that lights a fire under both body and mind, transforming lethargy into vitality with a simple walk or a set of squats. This is about upgrading their entire operating system, building a resilience that laughs in the face of daily stress. They know that a body in motion creates a mind in motion, generating a clarity so sharp it can cut through the fog of any chaotic day. For them, exercise is a non-negotiable meeting with their most important business partner, their future self. It could be a morning ritual of 34-42 steps in the fresh air, a midday flow session to reset a stiff posture, or a weightlifting session to literally push back against the pressures of the world. This consistent practice floods their system with endorphins and BDNF, a miracle grow for the brain, making them biologically tougher and mentally clearer. They're not training for a marathon. They're investing in a compound interest, account for unstoppable daily drive and emotional stability. By weaving movement into the fabric of their day, they engineer a state of readiness, ensuring they have the physical and mental bandwidth to capitalize on opportunities. This habit synergizes perfectly with their pristine fuel, creating a virtuous cycle where a well-nourished body wants to move and a well-moving body craves better fuel. It forges an unshakable resilience, making stress a mere pebble in their shoe rather than a wall in their path. And with this rock-solid foundation of energy and clarity fully established, they are finally ready to channel it all with ruthless, intentional focus. They don't just react to stress, they disarm it before it even arrives. This is where they move from physical readiness to mental command, training their mind to be an oasis of calm, not a victim of chaos. They've traded the jittery, fleeting buzz of caffeine for a deep, self-generated tranquility that powers them through any storm. It's the ultimate hack for maintaining unshakable poise and energy on demand. For them, a daily 5-minute breathing session isn't optional. It's as crucial as a morning shower, washing away mental grime instead of physical dirt. It could be a moment of focused breath before a big meeting, a 2-minute visualization of success, or simply observing their thoughts without judgment during a commute. This consistent practice rewires their nervous system, lowering cortisol and sharpening focus, making that third coffee obsolete. They're not just sitting quietly, they're conducting a symphony of mental clarity. This mastery over their inner state becomes their greatest asset, a hidden superpower that makes them immune to the frantic energy of the outside world. It ensures their hard-earned physical energy isn't squandered on panic or brain fog, but is channeled with laser precision. By building this fortress of calm, they create a space for genius to emerge, proving that the most powerful stimulant isn't found in a cup, but cultivated within. And with their mind now a perfectly calm engine, they are primed to protect and grow their most valuable asset of all. This is their secret weapon, their internal North Star, a purpose so clear it makes alarm clocks and caffeine obsolete. They don't drag themselves out of bed, they are pulled by a magnetic vision of what they're building. Their why is the engine, and every action is simply fuel flowing naturally to the fire. It's a renewable energy source that no crash can ever diminish. They might start their day by reviewing a personal mission statement, a simple note on their phone reminding them of their 6404-foot view, the ultimate goal that makes today's grind meaningful. Instead of scrolling through a news feed designed to incite panic, they consume content that educates and aligns with their vision, perhaps listening to a chapter of Man's Search for Meaning during their commute. This constant connection to purpose transforms mundane tasks into deliberate steps forward, each one charged with intrinsic motivation. They're not working for the weekend, they're building a legacy every single day. This deep-seated reason is the anchor in any storm, the quiet confidence that they are on the right path, making external stimulants feel crude and unnecessary. It provides a steady, burning focus that a sugar rush could never replicate, ensuring their energy is spent on what truly matters. With their purpose firmly in place, they've mastered the art of self-motivation, but the truly elite know this internal drive must be protected from the chaos of the modern world. So the choice becomes clear. It's not about giving up coffee, but about trading a quick fix for a lasting fortune. They see energy not as a finite resource to be gulped down, but as a harvest to be patiently nurtured. This is the ultimate mindset shift, moving from a consumer of stimulants to a cultivator of vitality. It's about planting seeds today for forests you'll never see, but your grandchildren will play in. They might swap that third cup for a 10-minute walk, trading jitters for clarity. Instead of a sugar crash, they build momentum with habits that compound, like reading a page of The Compound Effect or investing that daily latte money into a low-cost index fund. Each small, consistent action is a brick in the foundation of their boundless energy, making the need for external crutches simply fade away. They aren't depriving themselves, they're upgrading their entire operating system. This journey reframes everything, turning life from a draining marathon into an energizing masterpiece you paint daily. It's an invitation to a richer existence where you're powered by purpose, not caffeine. And while this internal shift is everything, the truly wise know that even the strongest fortress needs the right environment to thrive.